Got it.
Good morning, Jackie. We are going to do a 15-minute mini power session. I got my colors and my paper all set. So let's start with our vision intention boards for August. This is super cool. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and like chat about this because this is another, like I've mentioned, just a way to like just have some fun doing intention setting. It's another way of doing goals. It's like I call it like kind of like pumping up your goals with more emotions and feelings and thoughts and all that good stuff. And you get to color. I mean, come on now. Like one of my favorite things as a kid was to make these kind of bubble letters. And I always said, I'm going to be a graffiti artist. To my dad. My dad's like, no, you're not. But I was like, I want to be like, I wanted to draw the bubble letters. I was so enamored by like when you drove by the bridges that had all that graffiti on it. I was just so like, and then a couple years ago, I went to Austin and they had a graffiti park. I don't know if you've ever been to Austin, but they have a whole park dedicated to graffiti. They've shut it down publicly now, like where like you can go see it but people aren't allowed to do stuff, but it's just gorgeous, like just got all this art all over it and stuff like that. And so I'm amazed by that. Not that it has anything to do with intentions, except the fact that you can have fun making bubble letters. I'm not an expert at it. I got my little July one that looks like, you know, red, white, and blue, but awesome. So today, intentions. Has anyone ever heard of intention setting your intention? Like you can set your, like we've probably heard of it, maybe even like set your intention when you go into a meeting, you know, set your intention of what you want to accomplish or what you want the outcome to be. Set your intention. It's kind of like you're telling the universe, God, that this is what I desire and this is what I want to feel. This is what I want to like experience, see, think, and all of those pieces. By the time this is done, this is what I want to be experiencing. But what I found that this practice, I've been doing this practice for about a year now, and another coach I was working with in a group program introduced it to us. And I was like, this is brilliant for someone like my mind, where I'm like, I didn't like structure. I didn't like boxes. I didn't like goal setting was stressful for me because like, it was like disappointing. Like I got this like disappointment in my brain. Like if I didn't hit the tangible goal, right? The physical, like 5 clients, $10,000, $5,000, the weight loss goal, whatever it is, the tangible thing. And if I did hit it, it didn't always make me like happy. It was like, oh, well, that's it, you know, like, and then like that, you kind of have that, why am I not feeling like spectacular about this? Because I never really focused on what the external thing, what I desired for it to make me feel internally. Because the external thing can't satisfy the internal need. Only you can satisfy your internal need and internal desires through establishing those, like, what do you want to feel? Like, has anyone done the future, like forecasting of like future visioning of like when you're like, oh, well, like when I'm the coach, like you talk about who you are as if it's in the present, like the woman who's already has that. I remember when I was trying to just make like 3,000 a month in coaching, you know, and then I was like, oh, I want to do 5,000 a month. Oh, I want to do, and but I would sit there and be like, who's the woman who already has that? Well, she's not sitting there freaking out about XYZ. She's not doubting herself when she makes the call. She's sitting there going, yeah, no, people are dying to like want to change their life and work with me. And then they're excited to like have the aha moments and the breakthroughs and blah, 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 blah. So that's where intentions are. It removes the pressure off of the external goal. You can still have them. Don't get me wrong. I still do like particular number goals, tangible goals. But then I talk about, okay, if I were to reach 10K in income a month, if I were to reach 20 enrollments into my program or whatever, what would that mean? Like, how would that feel? And I go deep into like, how would it feel for me, but how would it feel for my clients? Like, what would the experience be for them? What would they be seeing? What would they be experiencing? What would that do for me? What would that do for me and my partner? What would that do for like all the feelings and emotions and freedom of it? So for example, I've got one on here. Like all of my business ones are around, like I have like create 50 new connections and relationships through Facebook engagements and networking. So 50 new people in my life that I've contacted and connected with, and they are now a connection relationship in my life. But what would that do? It would be like, it helped create a larger circle of connection that I can take people and connect them to each other. It would give me this, it would help me impact and inspire 50 more people in the world with whatever it is that they need in that capacity, it would help fulfill more of that freedom and adventure and desire that I have, because from those 50 connections, business comes from that, referrals come from that, collaborations come from that. So if I have this feeling of freedom and confidence and excitement and joy and love, which is what I write down, then I get to bring all of those today to today. I get to have that, all those feelings and all those intentions behind the tangible goal today. I get to bring it into today. And like a weight loss goal, it's like, oh, I want to, like, fit into my clothes better. I want to physically look better. But what would that do for you emotionally? Like, does it give you clarity? Does it rid the brain fog? Does it give you more energy? Is there less pain in the joints? Like, is there this confidence feeling, like when you're on a journey of getting your body into like a healthy state, if it's not currently in one, or to keep it in a healthy state? Are you stronger mentally, physically, emotionally? Like, what do you want to feel when you get there? Because you get to have all of that today. You get to have everything about that you would receive from that tangible. You get to feel it today. And when you do that, it is so much easier for the tangible to fall into your life. It's so much easier for the physical things to start to come into your life when we bring all of the intentions to today. Any questions on that? Any comments?
Oh, that's great. You know what would be fun to have is just because sometimes I don't think of what all the emotions could be, what you could feel, what would be some things, because I have grown up not knowing, I know happy, sad, I almost need like a list of emotions. It's like, yeah, that's what I want to feel.
I'll share a picture of this, and those of you who've ever had the law of attraction planner, or have heard the law of attraction, but they put it in this planner. So I'll send the picture of this to you guys, but it just has like that hierarchy of emotions, right? Like, so you've got down on the bottoms that fear and grief and depression, and like the emotions that we don't want to be feeling, but we do fall into at times. But how do we move them to the upper level of these emotions of joy and knowledge and empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, enthusiasm, positive, optimism, passion, hopefulness, right? Contentment, like there's different levels. So I'll share a picture of that, but that's a great point. Karen, it's like sometimes the hardest part when I work with people on vision is really like being able to vision again after life has happened, being able to believe that they can envision. So this, like the first month of these, when I'm working with someone, it's pretty brief. It's like, I want 5 clients that will bring me joy, and that's the extent of the emotion. And then you can tell each month after month that we do it, it expands and it gets deeper, and it goes deeper than just like one emotion. They can start to picture like the actual things that they will be seeing around them, and the feelings, and how it would change their relationship with their partner if they're, they experience this. And so, but the first month or so, it's cute. It's like even mine was like, I got like this much written. Well, now you can see I write like a lot under each one. So that's what intentions are. So how you start out with the actual thing is, like I said, I like bubble letters, but you can write the month in the middle. You can write the month on the top. You can write it in, like, you can do list form. It's up to you on how this is yours. Fun. Okay, awesome. And then you get to start, you pick your goals. So I try to pick something in every area of my life, not just business. So let's say you have the financial goal of, making X amount of dollars. So maybe you can put a couple like things that you would do in there. I'll be connecting with people through Instagram or Facebook. I'm enrolling this many people if I enroll this many people. So that's the tangible part. And then what would you feel? What would happen in your life? Like all of that would go underneath that. I've got one around health. If I desire to have more energy, brain clarity, maybe it's feeling sexier in your body, whatever it is, those things, if I walk 3 times a day with my dogs, 5 times a week, and I lift some weights, or if I eat, nutritiously 80% of that, whatever yours is, then I will feel these intentions of what I want to feel. And it's funny because like intentions you can already achieve today. You don't have to wait 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And so that's why I love intentions. And then after I write one for each section of my life, like I always have put one about my relationship, because what you do in one, you do in all. So I talk about being fully present, whether that's a relationship with your kids, with your partner, with your fur babies, like whatever your relationship that you want to talk about. Mine, like we're in this transition and we are with each other 24/7 in this RV, but how do you make sure you still have like date nights and you still do things that are special and different? I feel like every day is different now that we're full-time RVing, but at the same time, like you could become roommates and not really necessarily relationships. So I have focus on making sure that I'm celebrating what we have and what do I want to feel in that. My spirituality side of it, like sometimes we forget to connect with self and our higher power. That's like the last thing on the list, and we wonder then why things are so hard. When we can tap into that, then that will flow easier. So then I play around with some words, like words of the month. So some of my words for August, let me pull out August. Some of my words for August is surrender, trust, receive, love, release, travel, adventure, freedom. So I have these kind of written throughout the thing. So you start with the month, and then you just start, you go through what are your actual goals. If you already do tangible goals, then that's awesome. You already got those. Then you kind of put all those feelings, emotions behind it on there. And then you have fun with it. Then you play, then you color, you draw pictures, you do whatever you want with it. This is yours.
Can you show us your August again? So so the green, for instance, would be is that your business, or do you color
I don't have any set, I don't color code it. I just use a different color so I can read them better. That's how my mind, okay. I'm not a very technical person, you'll find. And I know your brain is probably very, because of what you do. It's like,
I know.
Systematic.
Would you mind reading one of your intentions, Jackie? Just something so we can kind of get the feel for the breadth of what you currently do.
Yeah.
Just anything you're willing to share.
Oh, I'm willing to share anything. So I want to plan out the enrollment process for a long-term growth and scalability of my group program. I think I mentioned that on the accountability call. So I'm in the middle of planning that out so I can have an enrollment process. So I put here to serve as many beautiful souls as I can, to step into more freedom and for them to step into more freedom and adventure in their life as well as mine. And then the tangible part is I want to launch the cohort in September 7th, and I want 10 people to join that program. So so I have the tangible part in there, but then I'm speaking to like what they're going to experience in the program and what I'll experience if 10 people came into my program. What would that do for me? I mean, that would build just this excitement and passion and love for what I'm doing, this confidence, this like, being able to watch them grow. And of course it's going to help my bank account. So at the same time, it's going to support some goals that my boyfriend and I have for what we want to do here. I have a morning routine that I want to get back my morning routine. When we switched into this RV, everything kind of just imagine taking the tablecloth and tossing everything off the table and trying to pull it out. So I've lost that. So I've got meditation back into it, movement. I journal about a belief plan that I do. And why do I do this? Because I want to feel aligned with myself and my higher power and what is meant for me. I want to surrender to the universe's path for me. And I feel like when I do align time, I let go and surrender my trying to control all this thing called life. And I'm much better at just like letting it flow and trusting especially with, I'm like the ADD child of like self-care and meditation and stuff like that. So I just started doing unguided meditations, which is just the silence, just sitting in silence. And I used to be petrified of that for many, many years of my life, like to be alone and silent with like not someone guiding me and like voices and music. And so I've really been pushing myself to just set the timer. So I started with 10 minutes and I've been doing 10 minutes and it's 2 days into it, it's magical. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't I done this more often, right? And so I'm hearing the birds, I'm hearing nature, I'm hearing the water from the fountain in the pond that's near where we're at. I'm actually listening to those noises, and like, not the voice. That's like the voices, the scatter, right? And so that's one for me for this month, and that's helping me. And I've gotten like 3 amazing downloads in 2 days of like what this plan out's going to look like. And if I didn't quiet that, I wouldn't found that. So that's an example of that. Does that help? Do those 2 help?
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. If you could read another one, it's interesting to hear maybe in one of the other categories.
Yeah, so let's go. Sometimes I just write random things in here. Like I wrote, create the enjoyment and influence that the people in my world need, show up fully as me, let go, let it be me. So I'll write things in there that mean something to me. And so if I'm in this intention to fully let go, let myself be me at all times, then I'm going to influence the people that need me to influence them and inspire them. And I do it through enjoyment, fun, love, all that good stuff. Let's see here. So, all right, so here's a financial goal. Make 15,000 or more in cash in the bank. The flow, joy, enjoyment, impact, influence. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting, so bear with me, sorry. Influence and abundance, because markers are bulky, right? I'm like, what did I write there? Enjoyment, impact, influence, and abundance is all the feelings, experiences I will have along the journey of this goal. The new clients are having such amazing ahas and breakthroughs. The bond they have with the clients in the program are beautiful. And my long-term clients are blowing it out of the water. So, you know, so I'm specific about what I want them to experience, like what I inspire an intention for them to experience in their journey as well as mine.
I like that, how you are taking it not from you, but what you want those other people to feel.
Because if they don't feel that, then my experience, I won't have the joy, the enjoyment. And I'm not putting that pressure on, like I can't control. Right. I want to make sure I make that stipulation, like I'm not controlling what they're going to experience. This is the desire I have, the outcome, the desired outcome that I know they desire and I want them to experience. So I'm putting it out, like saying, like, universe, help me be the guide to get them there, you know, and give them the power as well to like to know that they can do that.
Oh, that's
so
great.
See, gratitude, daily focus on what I'm grateful for, 5 things each day written with my belief plan. I have a belief plan, separate thing. I write that out daily, and I check in with I have a check-in with this. I have you on here, Karen. Check-in with this group weekly, and I have a check-in with this other group that I'm with daily. I check in with them daily, so that I stay in gratitude.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you'll stay in gratitude when you, oh, wow.
Because we do like this other group, we check in daily with our morning routine. Like, did we get what we want our morning routine to be done each day? Did we get like, if it's meditation, if it's movement, if it's gratitude, if it's our belief plan, like we check in and we say, okay, we got it done. We try to get it done by 10. If not, we are accountable to saying, okay, we're going to redo it. We're going to do it by 3 o'clock or something like that. So we give us our flexibility and grace that life happens, but we make sure before the day is over, we check in on like this Voxer channel that we've done it.
Yeah.
And another point I want to make too, it's like I've got goals that I've written in June that did not happen in June, but they've happened in July. Life, as you guys know, is not linear. Like we go by 30 days because that's how our bills are, like, but life is never like, no, life is like, woo, like could be over here, could be over here. So I give yourself that this gives you more grace because you actually get to feel and experience everything in the current day and every day along the journey. That if you don't hit that income goal by the end of August, you can sit and say, did I go back to the intentions and say, did I feel in flow? Did I feel joy? Did I experience enjoyment? Did I have impact on people? Did I influence people? Was there abundance, in our lives? Did my clients have ahas and breakthroughs that helped them feel amazing? Whatever the words that you use are.
It's great to hear all these different like words and things too, how you're putting this together. Because I have never really worked with intentions.
Yeah, neither did I in the beginning.
Word tossed around a lot, but it's like, what does that really mean? To set your intentions and to what, not to just what you want to experience, when you want to feel the emotions. But I love too that what you want others to, whether it's feeling inspired or, yeah, that's really cool.
And it kind of takes like that, if you want to call it that, masculine energy of setting the goals and setting the structure and having the tangible things to hit, with the feminine of like what happens along the way that ties into that vision, that long-term vision. Like a lot of the intentions that you have are going to link to what your vision is overall for what you want in your relationship, in your business, and all these things.
Cool.
And so you're bringing it to like a 30-day increment. But like I said, we're not linear. So like if it doesn't hit in August, you still got to experience all of the intentions if you're intentional about it.
Yes, and then this is in front of you. So Jackie, thank you. I'm going to turn off the recording now. Any last thoughts?
No, if you guys have any questions, if there's any, you guys, I would love to see them. If you do choose to do them and draw them out, I would love to see them posted in like the chain of like whatever you want to put in there, Karen.
Sounds great. Okay, thank you, Jackie. This is super fun, and we'll have some Q&A here in just a second too.
Awesome.